Hanging Out with Clement
on 702.
Let's walk the talk.
On our Hanging Out feature this morning, we've got gospel artist Khaya Mthethwa. You have had him on the radio as a broadcaster. You've seen him on television. You've enjoyed his music over the years, and he's here in studio to chat to us and hang out with us as we get to know him better. How are you doing, brother, man?
I'm good, and you, Clement? Thank you so much.
Who are you blowing kisses to?
Nangu.
Oh,
Skim Sam.
Skim Sake.
Yeah, Skim Sam. Anel is outside.
Anel
as well.
and daughter is outside the studio, and I can. She's behind me, and I see
Yeah.
Khaya is busy blowing kisses. There she is. Hey, how are you doing? You're interrupting my guest here.
Because I absolutely love him. I absolutely love him. And he's singing at the wedding.
Oh, it's going down. That's Adele there jumping into studio. How are you doing, brother?
I'm very good, sir. Very good. Thank you so
Good
much
to
for
see
having
you.
me. It's good to
I
see
haven't
you.
seen you probably in 8 years.
You haven't seen me, but I hear you most of the time.
Yeah, well, I listen to you most of the time myself. No, thank you so much for coming through, man. I really appreciate it. How have you been? Just generally.
Generally, I've been good. It's been a good year. About to close off the year with a bang, and I'm excited. A lot has happened this year, but also I'm grateful to God. Just there's a lot that's been happening. Growth, expanding into new territories, business, church, family. It's been actually really, really good year.
How do you manage all of that? Because there's a lot that's going on, a lot on the plate.
Yeah, it's challenging at times, but I accredit it to good teams. If you've got the right people that you work with, you can't do everything yourself. And so if you've got people working around you, especially in Zesont or church people, if there's people around leadership, you've got strong guys that you're working with. In my career, I've got strong people that I'm working with as well. So it comes together nicely at the end of the day. It's a bit chaotic sometimes, but it comes together.
So I want us to go back to Mlazi, where you grew up. Did you actually have a choice not to get into the music industry, given that you grew up in an environment that was conducive for you to be an artist?
My parents were very open to find yourself, discover what you are.
Oh, yeah?
Discover what you want, and then
They
go
didn't
for it.
force you to learn the piano?
Absolutely not. I used to gravitate there. I naturally gravitated after church. I was those kids making noise after church, banging the drums. So it's a normal, you're gravitating towards that thing. And then they ask you, do you wanna study piano? You look like you're interested in this. My dad was a guitarist, so he taught me a bit of guitar because I was very, inquisitive about it as well. So it was just a general, finding yourself and then developing those talents as we go along.
Does that also apply in terms of joining the ministry as well? Do you think being in that environment sort of led you there, or did you naturally gravitate towards that as well?
The ministry is different for me. It was hard for me, because for me, I felt like there are better people. I'd look around and be like, there are so many better people, so many more gifted people, so many people that I even look up to at the time where I'm like, this one would make a great pastor. You know what I mean? So you look at yourself and you're just like, no, there's no way that I can be equipped. But there's a sense that you have, but there's just anxiety and you're scared and whatever. Until again, my dad would come to me and be like, you're gifted, you're talented. And my dad is a big leadership developer, so he's always like giving people platforms, giving young people platforms. So it'd be like, maybe share, just hear how you feel. You know what I mean? So it was, I was always scared.
Yeah.
But he unearthed that gift in me, I must say.
How did they? Because they sometimes call like pastors' kids, but these are PKs.
PKs, yeah.
My PKs. How did your parents and also just the church navigate you being on Idols? Because there are churches out there that are like, Matimoni, Idols,
It was
singing about love and strawberries and romantic scenes. What are you doing?
Yeah. No, it was a culture shock for them. It's something that was, a taboo. It's something that's not on, for them it's like joyous.
Yes,
into these Christian
that's the natural progression.
And then you build from there. So coming out of that, again, it's for me, my exposure to music was not just church, but I grew up, the opening of ICC Durban, I sang there. The opening of Shaka Marine World, I sang there. So I've been gigging as a child 13, 14, 15, 16, doing corporate gigs, doing theater stuff. So I've always been around that space outside of gospel music. So I'd be singing Motown stuff. I'd be singing a show, doing this, Joseph and the Multicolor, coats. So for me personally, it was like, I can do it because I've been doing it for like 5-10 years previously during my high school days. But for my parents and the people in the church, it was tough. It was a real tough move for them to say that, hey, usakholwa, do you still think that, God is in this thing? So,
yeah.
But when they saw that, it's just a platform. And who I am, I imprint my character, my nature, my spirit on the platform, not necessarily the platform doing it to me.
Did you face any pressure though when you were at Idols? In fact, even when you won, I mean, the first Black Idol, and you have to now produce an album. Because naturally, like, Idols will probably also advise, I don't know how it works, and say, this is where you should go, this is the kind of music to follow. Did you face any pressure to do a particular album or music after you won?
I think there was pressure to do one, and that's why I did one. So my first album was an R&B album called For You. It's an album that has, Move and, Girl, You Got My Heartbeat Running Away. All that stuff that I did on Idols, it's that record that has that. But I felt good doing it. You know what I mean? Like, I felt natural. It felt good. It felt like it's a phase in my life where I can express how I feel about love, how I feel about, attraction, how I feel about being brokenhearted, how I feel about all these things that I'd already gone through and get to express them on a record. And
did you know at the time that actually this is the path I'm going to take? Or did you know that I'm just going to do one album about love, but I'm going to gospel after?
Absolutely. I knew exactly where I was headed to, but I knew that I can pass through this route on my way to where I know I was going. Absolutely.
And then what was the second album then?
The second album was
The Uprising?
The Uprising, yeah.
I mean, The Uprising was amazing. Like, that was it was an uprising because, I remember when I was hearing it at the time with my friends, we were going through our own revival, quote unquote, of sorts.
Sure.
And it played such a critical role. And I wonder, when you look back and you look at The Uprising, what do you think that album was intended for? And when you look at the success of it, what are just your reflections of that album and how you conceptualize it? And because that album was great, bro.
Thank you, sir. That album is full of music I wrote in my teens. One of the very first songs I ever wrote, I was on that record. That introduced me to songwriting and introduced me to hearing people sing. I'm kidding. Like, it got me to the place where I understood that it's possible. The dream is possible. Whatever star, sun that you want, it can rise. No matter, it was looking like, when it's just before the dawn of the morning, and you're just like, it's still that darkness. But that album meant that's the dawning of my new day. That's the uprising of my life. And the music on there, I had never dreamt that anyone would ever hear it. Ever. None of it was written, oh, now I'm a recording artist, or now, none of it. All of it is just like bedroom stuff. All of it is like on stage stuff for church. None of it was positioned for like public consumption. So seeing the success of that record is just a testament that God is faithful and your dreams are valid, and that whatever you've put in your heart to do, it's going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, there's no dream too small and there's no dream too big.
Oh, yeah, that's incredible. 17 minutes after 10 o'clock, Khaya Mthethwa is on our Hanging Out feature. We'll take your calls if you want to chat to him, if you want to tell us how you've been impacted by his music, his career on the radio, on television. 011-883-0702 is the number to dial. WhatsApp's on 072-702-1702.
Hanging Out with Clement
on 702.
Let's walk the talk.
19 minutes after 10 o'clock, we're hanging out with Khaya Mthethwa. And, being an artist that he is, I do want us to spend a lot of time also playing some of his favorite music. I do want to play some of your songs too.
Go ahead.
Already some listeners are asking that we play some of your songs that are their favorites. And you didn't give us any of your songs to play.
I was asked to give you some stuff that I listen
you listen
to. You know what I mean?
You don't listen to your songs?
No. Why would I listen to myself?
You don't?
Why?
Well,
I hate listening to myself.
to be fair, I hate listening to myself doing the work. Oh, that's fascinating.
Oh no.
But sometimes there's a song you wrote, like you said, in your teen years that would minister to you
Sure.
at a certain stage of your life because of something you're facing or whatever you're dealing with.
Do you know what happens when I write the song? I immerse myself in it so much. I listen to it over and over and over again until it's like I lose everything that has to do with that song. Once I'm done with it, I'm done with it. You know, especially also once it's out there, it's almost like, okay, it's out there for the guys to hear.
Are you a perfectionist?
100%.
Yeah. So because when you listen to yourself, then you say,
Yeah,
"That's
I'm
wrong."
like,
Okay. Here's one of Khaya Mthethwa's favorite songs that he listens to. Amanda Black, Amazulu. Come on. Hey. You know, we can do a collab of songs, eh? Yeah, a collaboration of songs with Clement and Khaya.
Hi Clement, hello, Pauline here from Centurion. You've got one of my faves in the studio, Khaya Mthethwa. Khaya Mthethwa! You know, I recently attended one of Benjamin Dube's concerts at Carnival City, and Khaya was there as well singing. When I realized that the bishop was calling the sons to come and do a rendition of each song that he sings, I just knew that Khaya will be like, "You say I am the vine." Oh my word! That song, no matter what I'm going through, it always reminds me of God's love. But can Khaya sing that song? But Clement, don't attempt to be Benjamin. Just when Angie, listen. Just acapella, you know, pat ela yahe ela. Love you, Khaya Mthethwa. That's how they used to call him at Idols.
Okay, with that energy, you have to say.
So the chorus is, "You will never leave me. You will never leave me. You will never leave me. You will never leave."
Good morning, Clement. She's chilling with one of my favorite gospel artists, Mr. Khaya Mthethwa. His music played a very vital role in my life. There was once a point where everything was just dark, man. When you're moving and you don't know if you're going forward or you're going backwards, or you don't understand the direction of your life. And there's this song, le yokuthi umkhulu umsebenzi owenzayo kule ndawo, yebo ngiyabona. It made me realize that God has put me into the situation, not for me to fix the situation, but for the situation to fix me. So it's a very great music. We really appreciate the talent he can make. God bless him.
That's beautiful.
Thank you so
And
much.
you know what, my brother? Just for you.
Good morning, sawubona Khaya, sawubona Clementi. It's Mam Thembi. Yo, Clement, Khaya. I mean, I was sold weeks before he was actually crowned on Idols. I was sold. I knew this is the real voice. This guy is amazing. I was always mesmerized. But yeah, it's good to witness X number of years later his success, because some winners have unfortunately not prospered for various reasons. I'm really, really happy for him that he's doing so well in all his spheres of life, challenges and all. He's come up on top. So yeah, okumhlophe mnumzane. I love your voice.
Hanging out with Clement
on 702.
Let's walk the talk.
25 minutes before 11 o'clock, we're hanging out with Khaya Mthethwa on our Hanging Out feature this morning. And we are also taking your calls. If you want to join this conversation on 011-883-0702, you can send WhatsApps as well on 072-702-1702. Khaya, I got a question from John who says, Clement, please can you ask Khaya if he thinks he's adjusted to the reality of being in the public eye how does he deal with that? Do you ever get used to being famous?
No.
Yeah.
It's just always like, I think my life is very personal and private. I live a very normal life in my own time and doing my own thing. It's just managing, taking pictures, making people happy, and for that, I can do that all day. I don't mind. You know what I mean? So it's just accommodating people. Always knowing that I can never be too busy. I can never be on a hurry too much. Someone says, "Hey, can I please take a picture?" It's just
Even
taking
when you
that
don't
30
feel
seconds.
like it, just smile.
Even when you don't feel like it, you know what I
Feel like
mean?
a smile.
You don't know that person. Something has happened in their life that is connected to me, and I don't want to taint that image that they have of me during that period where I'm not probably doing so great.
Yeah. Isn't the downside of it though that even as private as you are, your things can also be put out in the public
All the time.
Like for instance, your divorce was written about. That's a personal thing. So how do you deal with sometimes even failures, quote unquote, if you want to call it that, or weaknesses or some challenges that get plastered now in the newspapers? Now your own personal issues become private just because you are in the public eye.
It's hunkering down. It's having a place of refuge.
Yeah.
It's having good friends, good family, because it can get stormy. People can ask you really horrible questions, stuff that will trigger you, stuff that will hurt you, will make you relive certain things, and it's part of the show. It's part of the game. It's part of life, and my go-to point is my family. My go-to point is my friends. It's making sure that, if I'm going through a tough time and going through a tough place, I can pull up the phone. I'm like, yo, this thing really hurt me, and talk through it so that these things, you don't end up responding in a horrible way. You don't end up entertaining those people, because some of them are just genuine, like, just people writing. Some of them are just nasty, what I mean? And so there's a temptation to lash back, and having the right people to be like, forget about them. Let's focus in. There's more that's going to happen is so important.
Yeah, that's so important. I've got some more songs that I want to play. Songs that you've picked. Should we go to All My Life or go to Yes God?
All My Life.
All My Life.
Yeah.
Why is the song so special?
Mawelele is one of my favorite artists. I think he's a great songwriter, great producer, and when someone writes good music and it resonates with the whole world, it resonates with the whole country. And of course, as a musician, I'm always inspired. I'm always like, to God, but why didn't you give me this song? You know what I mean? So I'm always like that. So it's one of those songs that just talk about love, talk about, his experiences and him telling this girl that he loves him. And I think it's a beautiful expression of how love can be communicated in a song.
Oh, na, 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 na. Yeah. Angithi mina ngikhethe wena.
Oh, good morning, Clement. Yes, chilling with one of my favorite gospel artists, Mr. Khaya Mthethwa. His music played a very vital role in my life. There was once a point where everything was just dark, man. When you're moving and you don't know if you're going forward or you're going backwards, or you don't understand the direction of your life. And there's this song, le ukuthi umkhulu umsebenzi owenzayo kule ndawo, yebo ngiyabona. It made me realize that God has put me into the situation, not for me to fix the situation, but for the situation to fix me. So
Mthethwa. My guy, I have respect for you, eh? I never been any idols growing up. When I saw you on Idols, my guy, you did a super bass better than Nicki Minaj. You did If I Ain't Got You better than Alicia Keys. Yes, you had so much fire in you. Like you were really hungry. I just respected you from there.
Good morning, Clement. I hope my voicemail is in time to say hi to Khaya. Khaya, I've watched you from day one when you won the competition and how you've grown. God is good, son. Keep up the good work and may He bless you and keep shining on you. Thank you for the lovely music. Thanks, Clement.
That's beautiful. How do you feel when you hear people appreciating your talent, your gift like that, because it's not just about, oh, you've got a great voice, but actually there are people that have been impacted. They were facing a situation where there was no return, no light, no door, and yet they found the music and it gave them light.
I guess that's the gift of artistry, you know. We get to express what I feel and it resonates with someone else. You know what I mean? And that's it's amazing. It's an amazing gift to be able to connect with people at that level where they can be encouraged, where they can, you know, feel like they're not alone in that situation. Where, because if I'm writing about that, it's resonating. I was almost at that similar place. If it's unearthing that kind of emotion, So it's just a blessing to see that, you know, it's not just about me. It's not just because when you're writing the music, when you're not seeing anyone, there's no audience when you're writing that music. And by the time it comes out, you don't know what it's going to do for people. And when you hear positive responses like I'm hearing today and the beautiful messages that I'm getting, it's just encouraging to keep on, because it's not always good. You know, it's not always like I want to keep going, but hearing things like this just makes me like, I need to push on.
This is worth it. I had other questions that came through also on Twitter. Someone wanted to know if you still write love songs.
I still write love songs to God.
To God.
To God.
Okay. And another person was asking, what do you do for fun?
Ooh, I do a lot of things.
Because the impression is that like pastors or gospel singers, all they do is you're watching TD Jakes the whole day.
Absolutely not. I travel a lot.
Yeah.
So I
love traveling.
I love traveling.
What's your favorite city?
In the world or in the country?
Both. Yeah. Give me the country and give me the world.
I'm sorry, but Durban is amazing. I'm sorry. I know I grew up there. I've traveled a lot of cities.
That's interesting.
Durban is a beautiful city. Around the world, I've been... the most beautiful city I think that I've been, I really enjoyed was Singapore. But also if I want
to... Singapore.
Stunning. E-branding, E-mean.
Yeah, business Singapore.
I absolutely love it.
Okay, yeah. They've got wonderful infrastructure. Like
Absolutely.
architecture. That's amazing. And then as a young pastor, what do you think are some of the challenges that you face, specifically because of your age? Because there are elders who are older than you.
Yeah.
Who sometimes will think, no, isn't it? How do you manage and deal with that?
There's a big part of wisdom that kicks in.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't have to experience something. There's, you know, when someone talks to you, you just hear, because this is what I'm sensing. This is what I'm feeling to speak into the situation. But also, I think I'm 38, you know, I'm 39. I'm turning 40 next year. My goodness, I'm turning 40. So I've been through life, and I've been through ups and downs. Getting it, I've experienced everything. But I think that I'm also around people that have experienced a lot of things, and I learn a lot. So if I sit with you, Clement, and you talk about what you've been through, I take some of that stuff. You know what I mean? And when I'm sitting with someone else, I'm like, yes, Clement once. Well, I might not mention your name. It comes up. I'm like, I've had a discussion like this, and I feel like this is the best way to kind of advise this situation. And sometimes it's also easier to just say angas.
Yes.
Yes, angas.
Yeah. I like that. It's 12 minutes before 11 o'clock. We'll come back and continue and wrap up our conversation with Khaya Mthethwa.
Hanging out with Clement
on 702.
Let's walk the talk.
10 minutes before 11 o'clock. Let's go to some WhatsApps.
Morning, Clement. Clement, you know what? My wife was the one who introduced me to that guy, to the music of him. That his music is beautiful. So I fell in love with his music. But my problem is one. My wife, she's obsessed with that guy. So I don't love the guy. I love only his music. Thank you very much.
You don't like the guy, but you like his music.
Thula moya wam, bekezela nhliziyo yam, gcina moya wam. Ngithi akozeli akalali. That's my favorite song. Like my Get Up and Go song and Mkhulu Msebenzi Wakho. This song resonates so much with a friend of mine who literally walked down the aisle with that song, and every word explains it. Khaya Mthethwa, may God richly bless you now and always. We love you and love the works of your hands. Amen.
Hey, hello, Mr. Clement. How are you guys? How are you, Mr. Khaya Lapo? When I saw you once, I think it was once, I'm not sure, was it Makufe? I can't remember. Manje, I'm thinking to myself here with my wife. I'm also a musician, but South African musicians, we are bedroom musicians. So I've got a little studio that I've got in my house, and then once in a while we just program and do a few vocals here and then. And Manje, you killed me when you said you don't listen to yourself. We also don't do that. Who listens to himself? Hey, when you said that, we just died and crumbled, my wife and I. My man, you're a beautiful musician. We wish you all the best. Thank you. Justice from Alex.
That's fascinating. Before we wrap up, I do want us to play Settle for Less.
Sure.
For different reasons. One, there is one listener who asked for it, but two, I'm also selfish because it's my favorite song.
Really?
Yeah. And I can abuse the power I have right
now. Go for it.
Woza ngesoprano la. Okay, ngizani. It soprano and the tenor alto. Soprano, alto, tenor. Please, can you sing this at the Big Top Arena?
I will.
Can you?
Absolutely. Okay. Will you be there?
I will be there. I'll scream from the crowd and say, yes,
promise
he did.
At the Big Top, we will be singing.
Yeah, tell me about that. So it's the Art of Worship. This is the second installment, eh?
Yes, Art and Worship 2. And it's just it's what's in my heart to bring worship, to bring the artistry of worship out. You know what I mean? Like, we're in an age of digital media, young people, there's a lot of happening. So for us to really bring them into the place of worship, our things need to be artistic. And so we want to bring a gathering. We've got incredible, songs that we've put together. Incredible. It's new music, but I'll also be doing a lot of throwback stuff as well on that show. And I'm excited. One of the things also that excites me about the show is that we're going to be doing a collaboration with the blind community as well. So the entire show will be signed live on screen. So it's just... it's something that has been in our hearts to do, and because we've got a lot of people that are like, oh, we love you, we want to experience the stuff, and how can you accommodate? And so we've created that platform as well. So I'm excited that there's a lot that's going to go in creatively to make sure that show is a success.
Look, I'm looking forward to it. Go get your tickets. It's on the 15th of November.
15th of November. Web tickets is selling right now from 350 Rand per ticket. And we're looking forward to the 15th.
Yeah, go check it out, chaps, and I will see you there. Khaya, thank you so much for coming through, man. Thank you for making time, and thank you for the work that you do, your music that speaks to our hearts. And having spoken to you now, we understand why it speaks to our hearts is because it comes from your heart. So thank you for your artistry.
Thank you for being the voice of this nation, for holding our leaders accountable.
Thank you.
Thank you for asking the hard questions. We really appreciate it. We know that our country is in safe hands with journalists like you, with people that are on radio like you, and we really, really appreciate it.
Yeah, bong, I'm fit. I look forward to that collaboration.
Hanging out with Clement
on 702.
Let's walk the talk.